This is unlike any car I've worked on, man. So red pack is off, crash bar is off, broken. Guys, this is such hard work. This is the true definition of keeping it moving. It's just gone 7 p.m. Have a look at that. Lots and lots of broken sensors. Been on this car since 8 a.m. So guys, it's very frustrating, man. Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to episode 2 on the Mercedes E53. Now, if you remember in the last episode, we couldn't get the car to start. But before I tear down the car, I want to make sure it's starting. And I've just paid 800 odd on what's in this box. And hopefully, what's in this box is going to get this car started. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So guys, like I explained in the last episode, this car is actually a mild hybrid. So it's got a lot of electrical power, which supplements the petrol engine. And to run that electrical side of things, it's got a 48 volt battery, which is right here. Now, apparently, when these cars have been sat for a long time, or they got into an accident, there's going to be a relay in this battery that switches off. And this car has had all two. It's been in an accident and it's been sat for an extended period of time. So I was told by a Mercedes specialist, he came down, and I was told by several other people that I need to replace the 48 volt battery before the car can start. Apparently it's got a special alternator slash starter that runs on the 48 volt side of things, and it's not going to trigger unless I replace that. That's where this box comes in. Have a look. It's an official Mercedes parts. I went down to Mercedes in Colindale, which is in West London, and I had to pay £800 plus VAT. Not cheap working on the E53. So you guys better subscribe, buy some merch, and yeah, man, donate on Patreon. I need it, believe me. Let's go ahead and open this bad boy up. Let's see what 800 quid gets me. So guys, this is the fix. This is supposed to get the car started. So let's swap this out. Fingers crossed we can hear a first start on the new Mercedes E53. This is a 12 volt battery in the back. I'm just removing this just for safety. Take that off, and I'll take this off as well. So guys, as you can tell, I'm super excited to get this car started. Believe me, it's an E53 Amg, and I couldn't wait to hear this engine start up for the first time. Bearing in mind, it's a huge investment, so I couldn't get this battery out of there fast enough. Now you can tell this is the high voltage system because of the gauge of the wire, or the thickness of the wire. It's very thick, and this engine has got a special starter slash alternator, and there's no belts, there's no kind of traditional drive systems, so it was a lot of work, which I'll explain now. Guys, this is such hard work just to change this battery. So I'll put that over there, but what I've just realized is it's water cooled. So these are some, from what I can see, it looks like there's coolant that goes in. It goes into the battery at the top, and it keeps the 48 volt battery cool. Anyway, with a little bit more work, off came the battery, and I was able to lug it out. It was so heavy, but once I undid all the clips, connections, hidden screws, hidden nuts, I was able to drag that out of there. So as with all modern cars, there's a lot of computers involved, and this is no different. At the top of the battery was a computer module, and I literally just had to peel it off after removing some screws. So take a look, down in this space, it's so tight, and this is where that battery is situated. You've got these two coolant pipes that goes up, joins onto these other two coolant pipes, and it looks like, if you look, you got in, let me just focus that, in and out. So it looks like the coolant goes in the top, circulates, and then it returns back. So like the technology in these new cars, man, is crazy. So this is definitely water cooled. So this is the old one. I've removed the module from the top. It kind of suctions onto this section here, and then it looks like this is glue. That's just some glue to hold it in place. What I'm going to do now is go ahead and refit this onto the new one and get the new one in the car. And fingers crossed the car starts, man. I really hope it starts. Now at this point I'm feeling confident. I got Mustafa to come give me a hand, and remember, all of this was recommended to me by a professional Mercedes technician who have worked with this system before, and he's the one who was kind of guiding me throughout everything that I need to get, need to fit, and he even showed me how to do it. Anyway, I got that new battery in there with my old control module, and I was able to secure that down. So there you have it, guys. It's only taken the best part of an hour to change this old battery, but now it's changed. Fingers crossed the car starts. Let's go check it out. So guys, it's the moment of truth. I was feeling so positive until. So guys, it's very frustrating, man.
Look, changed all of that. It's still coming up with the same errors. Still getting no juice. It's not cranking. It's not doing anything. It's just annoying, man. I've just messaged my guy Glenn. He's coming back down again. Like 800 pounds later. This is the frustrating part about bloody car. Alright guys, listen. I'm just really pissed off, man. I'm trying not to swear, so I'm gonna put the camera down. I'm gonna catch up with you guys in a bit. And I've tried. I've gone through everything. I checked every single fuse in the front, in the back. I've checked everything. It's still saying no power for terminal 30. We changed the battery as recommended by the guy that came down yesterday, and I don't have a clue. I'm a bit dejected, so I'm gonna pack up. I was gonna do so much, tear this all down, but I can't be bothered right now, man. So I'll check in with you in a little bit.
Many unbearable hours later.
So guys, this is all the salvage game. It gives you a lot of headache. I swear, look, all the greys in my bed is from this bloody car alone. Anyway, it's about 6 hours since I last checked in. Yeah, 6 hours. The battery, we're gonna try to return that because I found out that my battery is actually okay. It's the control unit. We thought it all came as one. The control unit is separate. The control unit is in locked mode. I need a special coding software, Monaco, DTS Monaco. If any of you guys are aware, you'll know. I don't know about it. So because I can't get that, I'm just gonna go buy one. So I phoned up Mercedes in Collindale. I'm gonna return the battery. I paid £1,000 for that battery. We can send that battery back, and the brand new control unit that we need is only £169. So we're gonna swap those, get a refund, get back here, and hopefully you can get the car started. Fingers, toes, everything crossed. Pray for me. So just so you can see, this is the old battery. This is the control unit. We're gonna get that off, put it back onto that. I'm gonna try to take this out without damaging anything, without scratching anything, stick it back in the box and get it back down to Mercedes. The replacement battery has been removed. I got my old battery. This is the old locked 48 volt control unit. I've got the new battery back in the box, and guess what? I got a guy, one of my friends, he lives close to Collindale. I've made a phone call. I'm gonna put this in an Uber it to Collindale. He's gonna meet him there. He's gonna pattern up everything, get everything sorted, and then he's gonna personally drop it back down to me today because we wanna get the beast. I wanna hear this thing starting, man. I wanna get the beast started. So I'm not gonna check in until this car starts.
So whilst the battery was traveling by Uber back to me, I went ahead and removed the old one.
Alright guys, so we're putting in the late shift. It's been about 2 hours and the Uber is back with that part. Yes, boss. So expecting a delivery? Yes, please. It just came from Mercedes. You picked it up from Mercedes, yeah?
No. Hello?
Hello, brother. You called me?
Yeah, brother. What's the garage name? Is it H&M Car Center? What's the garage name? Is it H&M Car Center?
Yeah, sure. That was it.
It's D, yeah.
Yeah, so D, give it to him.
Alright.
It's on camera, don't worry. Is it in the boot or the back?
It's on this seat there.
Security, guys. Security. Secure package. Thank you, bro.
No problem.
Take care, yeah?
Yeah.
Woo! Secure package. Alrighty then. Let's see what we got here. This is the heat paste. You're meant to put this on the top of the battery and is meant to act as a heat sink. So they gave me one of those as well. And then in here, that's the replacement unit to replace that. So I'm gonna assemble all of this and fingers crossed, bloody hell, hopefully the car starts now. Alright guys, so look, I've got the new unit in place. It's absolutely pitch black outside. I'm watching the Arsenal right there on the phone, pulling the late one. Got all the lights on, the cars are there. Let's go inside, see if this thing is working. I've been charging this battery to give it a little bit of power. We've cleared all the data, we've checked all the fuses. If this doesn't work, I don't even know what to say. I've been on this car since 8 this morning and it's now gone 7 p.m. So here goes nothing. I've got the key. The key's a bit dead, so I'll put it in there. Foot down. Woo! Yes, man! Oh my, oi! Yes, listen. Oh guys, hard work pays off. Come on man, hard work pays off. So it was the unit on the top. Oh, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna rev it. I'm gonna leave it. Let me leave. You know what?
Battery on.
Yeah, buddy. Nah, it was the control unit at the top. I just changed the control unit.
Which control?
Look, the little one.
This one, innit?
Yeah. So yeah, guys, if you ever have one of these cars that's locked up and is a hybrid system, this control unit is what prevents it from starting. Boom. Now I'm told that that's that's still salvageable. You can code it and unlock it. But we bought this one for £169. There we have it. Yes, man. Yes, man.
Guys, there you have it. With a little bit of hard work, hard graft. How many times have I said that? Keeping it moving. You saw earlier, genuinely, I was frustrated to the high heavens, believe it or not. But by pushing through, a little bit of determination, a little bit of grit, the E53 is finally starting, and I am happy.
Once again, guys, this is the true definition of keeping it moving. Whenever something is knocking you down, just get up and keep going, man. Believe me, I needed to hear that today, but I kept it moving. The E55 is started. Guys, I've left it running. It's coming up with the coolant sign. I know the engine is not that hot yet because I've only been running it for a few minutes. The only thing I want to do before I get too happy is I just want to make sure that that gearbox is working. So I'm going to stick it in reverse and see if we get movement. Yep, I can see movement. And I want to stick it in drive. It's going into drive. Yep, there's a bit of movement there. That's all I want to do. That's all I want to do. But I am happy, I am gassed, I am over the moon. There's nothing more I can say. It's just gone 7 p.m. Have a look at that. Been on this car since 8 a.m. And that's it, man. You gotta keep it moving. And it sounds amazing. Okay, I'm gonna just leave it there. I'm gonna lock up everything. I don't wanna get ahead of myself, so I'm gonna leave it here, guys, and I'm gonna show you a little bit more in the morning. Yes, guys, top of the morning to you. It's a lovely morning here because last night we got this beast to start up. Today we can go ahead and continue to get the front end torn down. You didn't have no belief. I didn't have belief in this car at all. I think I lost the bet now, man. So you want to hear it, yeah? Yeah, start this up. I'm going to start it again, but I'm going to show you 1 second. But guys, this is the heat paste, so I'm going to tear this all back down, remove this one more time. I had to wait for this special kind of tool. A mini Uzi, man. I know, it looks bad, doesn't it? But this fits in there, and this is going to give me the ability to put this where it needs to be. But for now, let's start it up. I left the battery charging up. Have a look at this. Fully charged. So put this in and start it up.
Your knees are ashy, bro.
I know, bro. I woke up.
That one there was a violation. Personally, I wouldn't have it.
I know, bro. I woke up and don't bait me up like that. Don't bait me up like that, man.
Let's get the E53 started.
It don't sound like much, innit?
But you know when it starts, you don't even hear it.
It don't sound, because it's hybrid.
Yeah.
It don't sound like much, but when this thing moves,
yeah, but when it's warm, it's gonna sound
big
better.
power, big power.
Started, man.
Guys, take a listen to that engine. And you heard the turbo just now. Trust me, man, this is big power, big power, big power.
Take on a spin like as it is.
I wish. Yeah, it's gone down. Okay, check this out. As soon as now the car's starting, the air suspension has lifted this side, but the air suspension hasn't lifted this side. There's an error code for the connector for the electrical sensor, so I need to look into that.
Whoever's put it on, they didn't put it on properly.
Yeah, but hopefully we can get that sorted and get it up.
They're crystals.
Swarovski crystals, mad. Damn, I didn't even clock that.
Yeah, man.
Okay, and it's up here as well.
Yeah, complete, innit?
Yeah, sweet.
Oh yeah, this is electric, innit?
Yeah, don't break the thing, you know.
Well, man, don't know these new cars.
So yeah, guys, the plan is we're gonna strip down this entire front end because I want to see what that chassis leg is looking like. So all of this is gonna come off. All of this is coming off. And then yeah, I got a whole new set of parts to come in, and I'll show you that soon. But no more talking, man. Let's get this down. But check this out. On the way here today, I stopped off at Halford's, and I got this massive toolbox. But if anyone is watching, any tool companies are watching, sponsor your boy, man. You need tools. I would like to get a tool chest. But this will do for now. Have a look, brand spanking, and this will give me what I need to get this torn down today. But in the long run, we need some tools. If anyone's watching, sponsor your boy.
Anyway guys, playtime's over and it's time to get to work. I started by addressing this rear suspension. I wanted to see exactly what was going on under there, and it wasn't nice. Yet again, more money I need to spend. Check it out.
Alright guys, so the first thing I did is I took the wheel off, and as you can see, I found a broken wire. I kind of joined it up and it was working. It started to work and then I heard a massive crunching noise. Have a look at this one. This is the airbag for that air suspension, and look, it's not even seated properly. It's completely busted. So it's meant to be seated in that little cup there. It's completely busted out. All broken, all broken. So yeah, yet another expensive component for this E53. So I'm gonna order that, get that delivered, and then at some point we're gonna have to swap that out. I'm gonna move on to the front. Check this out. I need to remove this one more time and put that heat paste, and then I'll secure everything here before continuing to remove everything off the front end.
So because I didn't have the tool last night, I had to start by removing the control module for that 48 volt battery. With the special tool, I was able to apply the heat sink. Now, I know it looks a bit stringy, but if you imagine like a sandwich, as soon as it sits on the top of the batteries, it's gonna squish and go to the places that it needs to reach. Just a few final nuts and bolts, and that was that. Next up, I moved on to the front end because I want to see what is hiding behind all of this superficial damage on the surface. As with any damaged cars, you can't get a good idea of everything that's going on until you strip it down. Now, I took this opportunity to test out my new 1/2 inch impact wrench, which made light work of all of these tiny nuts and bolts. I made my way around and yeah, it was quite challenging, but just taking your time, going through and opening up all the nuts and bolts, which was actually quite tiring because a lot of them were very jammed in because of the accident.
Yeah, guys, this is unlike any car I've worked on, man. So many sensors, wires, it's just very compact as well. And everything's twisted and it's under a lot of pressure because the chassis's got everything really, really constrained.
Now moving on, as I said, a lot of the nuts and bolts were very jammed in and I needed that hammer that you can see right there. I just needed to get a little bit of brute force to gain a little bit of access. Now, after removing that air reservoir, this is what I was left with, and you can clearly see the brunt of that damage. That chassis leg is not in a good way.
Alright guys, thought I'll check in with you guys. For what you're seeing in minutes, it's taking me hours, so it's literally about 3 hours later. I did go away to get some bits, but I'm just taking my time, really being careful not to break any of these air pipes. This is for the airlift system. So if you saw, I took it off the reservoir over there, which is that bad boy there, and it goes into this diverter valve, and the diverter valve then diverts all of that compressed air to all the different struts down there. So I just want to make sure I don't break anything. I want to get this rad pack off, but it's completely jammed in there. Because as you can see, look at that chassis leg, it's really bad down in there, so I want to kind of work my way to expose all of that. As you can see from the top, everything is pushed back. Look, the fan is not even, I can't even spin it. The fan is not even moving. I don't even want to try because it's chafing on the front of the engine. So yeah, I need to get all of this off, but I just thought I'll check in with you guys. It's going well, the car's still starting. I got this one to work even though, but as you can see, it's stuck. So yeah, I definitely need to get that part that I showed you earlier. The Mercedes is coming along. It's coming along. Let's continue.
Next up, I turned my attention to the rad pack and the oil coolers. I really wanted to take my time with this because I was going to try to save the rad packs if I could. I worked my way through. Once again though, I found that everything was very, very squashed, very jammed up because of that chassis leg putting pressure onto these components. Now I ended up having to use a lever bar to try to prise that bent chassis leg in order to relieve some of the pressure. With all of that out of the way, I was able to remove a few clips to remove the hoses, and as you can see, the rad pack was well on the way out.
So rad pack is off. The rad pack, the actual radiators, they look okay, but all the tabs are all broken, so all the water leaked out. Front crash bar is off, that's broken in a million pieces. But boy, look at all of these pipes, look, broken. This is some sort of pump or diverter valve, broken. The auxiliary water pump, broken, everything's broken. What is not broken though is the engine. This is the face of the engine, and I was a bit worried when everything got pushed back if it's going to damage any of this bit, but everything seems to be fine. There's no issues there. This lower oil cooler, have a look at that. That seems to be okay, so I'm going to leave that in its place. Everything here seems to be fine, but once again, it's just lots and lots of broken sensors, broken wires, broken pipes. Everything is broken everywhere. Let me give you a bit of a breakdown. This, where is it? There's a pump. So that pump, massive pump underneath there, pumps air into that reservoir. That reservoir then feeds this diverter valve, and this diverter valve controls the air suspension system. So that is how that system works. I'm going to start it up. I'm going to show you the engine from this angle running, and then I'm going to show you what I found over there. So guys, as you can see, the engine is running perfectly. We've got no wobble down there. Everything's running smoothly. It's just a matter of taking care of the chassis leg and rebuilding this entire front end. And that's what we're going to be doing on this build. It has to be, all the broken bits are going to be replaced, broken sensors, all the broken wires need to be repaired or replaced, and we're going to rebuild the whole front end of this car. Now, before we can start even thinking about rebuilding the front end, I've torn down this section to see this. Have a look at that chassis leg. Chassis leg is toast. Have a look inside. You can see how bad it is. And the plan is we're going to take all of this out, and we should be able to replace or fix this chassis leg, because it's literally just the edge. Have a look. It's just the end. It's the bare end of it, so we should be able to repair this, get that pulled out, get it in place, and then the front slump panel should be able to slot back in, and then we can continue with rebuilding the front. I need to take a look at this suspension as well, because I believe something down here is broken. If you look at the wheel looks a bit slanted. And if you look inside, you can see something in that drive shaft there. This is an all-wheel drive unit, and that drive shaft has got problems there. Have a look at all the grease. Something's broken. So I need to take a look at that. So now that I've stripped down this section, I'm going to take the wheel off, because that will give me a better view of this chassis leg as well, and then I can check out the suspension. Alright guys, so I've taken the wheel off and I've found yet more damage. Have a look at this. You can clearly see that this strut is damaged. So we're going to have to order a new strut. I know that's not going to be cheap. Once again, inner track rod arm down here is broken right there, so there's no steering on this side of the car. And if you look, if I zoom it in, have a look at that. That is the drive shaft for the front. This is a four-wheel drive car, so it's got two drive shafts in the rear, two drive shafts in the front. That drive shaft is completely busted. The boot is busted, but it doesn't carry the power through, and that means that the inner workings of the drive shaft buckle right there is gone. So we need to get a new drive shaft, and you can clearly see that this side has sustained some sort of damage, so we're going to go ahead and just change this entire suspension corner, and that should make this side of the car 100%. Have a look at that chassis leg from this angle right here. It's really, really bad, but once again, like I said, this is why we came down to see Mustafa. We're going to get this chassis leg completely pulled out, straightened out, and we're going to have to buy a replacement leg and get it welded into place, and all of that is going to come on this build, guys. So I hope you're clicking that subscribe button, and I hope that you're going to follow. You're going to see how it all comes out. But yeah guys, another day is gone, and this is how the car is looking now. It's completely stripped down. I don't need to do anything else. Now I know exactly what I need to get. I've got a parts list. I can go ahead and order some parts, and then in the next episode we'll start fixing this chassis leg and start fixing some other bits and bobs on the car. But it's that time of the video where we're going to start to wrap up. So guys, there you have it. You've seen all the emotions in this episode. This car is already giving me headaches, it's giving me highs, it's giving me the lows, and you guys are joining me for it. If you want to see how we get on, subscribe to the channel, and make sure you tune in for the next episode where we're going to continue rebuilding this 2019 Mercedes E53 AMG. I'm going to head home now because I am knackered. So like I always say, keep it moving, and I'll see you in the next one. Guys, thank you for watching. Click here to see what YouTube thinks you should watch. Click here to watch one of my previous episodes. And like it said there, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. We out.